What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. And some news recently came out that Caitlin Clark, the phenom herself, will be receiving, or she has already received, the Time Magazine's feat of being the Athlete of the Year. And I'm not mad at that, respectfully. Caitlin Clark has been a bit of a lightning rod since she emerged on the scene. But her fan base and some others in the WNBA world are in a bit of an uproar because I've long told sports fans and folks in the sports world, politics has no place in sports. All right. There are politics in sports, but when you want to make it polarizing and you want to make it the thing you die, the hill you want to die on, this is what you get. Politics has no place in sports. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, please like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to hear what you all have to say about these topics. And ladies and sports fans and gentlemen, we got to have this conversation, all right? Because I am not shocked that Caitlin Clark, one, has received the Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. Let's just, humbly, respectfully, I think that despite of her shortcomings on the court, Caitlin Clark has been a bit of a good example, of what a quote-unquote face of a league is supposed to be. She's not very polarizing. She's not very braggadocio. She just kind of goes about her business. She works hard. And, there is a lot of hoopla that surrounds her, but she knows to get too involved and wrapped up in it. And, she leaves it all out on the court. I can say that as a fan of Caitlin Clark, I respectfully and humbly think that she deserves this award. Of course, you could throw other folks in the mix and you could throw other names in the hat, but if Caitlin Clark's name was a name you pulled out of that hat, I'm not mad at that. So respectfully, she did win this time, or I don't want to say win, that sounds crazy, but she did receive, I guess we can call it an award of being the Time Athlete of the Year. But in doing so, she gave a bit of an acceptance speech in the interview that she had with Time. Now, I wasn't able to sit down and watch the entire interview. I watched a couple bits and pieces of it, but I mainly caught drift of all of the backlash that Caitlin Clark is receiving from some of my political podcasts. Yes, I do enjoy a couple political podcasts from time to time just to see what's going on out there in the world, to get my head out of the sports world from time to time. And I kept hearing, I probably listened to about 7 political podcasts, and in about 6 of them, everybody was talking about Caitlin Clark. Some were upset with Caitlin Clark, some applauding her for what she said, but nonetheless, Caitlin Clark took the opportunity in her acceptance speech to thank the black players of old that set the way, that paved the way for her. She said that, she understands that hard work got her to where she is, but she also understands that there is some white privilege involved. And so she has to give attention and credit to the black players before her that laid the way, that paved the way. But this is where I'm at with it. All right. Whatever you believe, if you applaud her for saying that, if you don't, that's cool. By me personally, if you want to run that by me personally, it's cool. If you're cool with it, it's cool if you're not cool with it. Because what about Rebecca Lobo, right? What about Sue Bird? What about all of the quote unquote white players that paved the way, the white legends, that came in the league and did their thing and move the needle forward even just a little bit. Of course, we can bring up the Candace Parkers and the Maya Moores and Lisa Leslie's, all of those legends as well. But I think it's a bit kind of, what word can we use for this? I think it's a bit irresponsible for Caitlin Clark to just say that the black players of old laid the way for her, when there's been a number of players, of all nationalities. The WNBA is so beautiful because it has such an international presence in the league. And there's been so many contributors to the success, albeit there's been many. Let's call it what it is. There's been more than enough failures, flaws, all of that stuff that comes with the WNBA. The minute successes, even the major successes, was a contribution from many players, including black players. But we also talking international players as well. Off the top of my head, I do feel real responsible not being able to just say some names, but y'all know, we could go through the history books, and I'm positively sure we can bring up a good 5 to 10 names of international players that have moved the needle forward in the WNBA. But I do want to say this, though. Whether you are cool or upset with it, it's probably based on your political bias, all right? Because a lot of quote-unquote white people got behind Caitlin Clark because she was this heterosexual, white female that was a prolific athlete taking the world by storm. A lot of people who aren't really sports fans or even WNBA fans got behind Caitlin Clark because of identity politics. And here's the thing about identity politics. Just because somebody looks like you does not mean they think like you. So you can find yourself wrapped up in a whole lot of nonsense because you're supporting somebody strictly because of their ethnicity. It's very irresponsible. And those people are the ones that are that's giving Caitlin Clark some serious backlash, as there are a lot of, I've seen it, just a lot of white folks that you can tell ain't athletic, ain't watched no sports, you know what I mean, that got behind Caitlin Clark. These are the same people that was talking crazy about Angel Reese and a lot of other WNBA players all year long, and probably we could give them a little bit more credit, a couple years long, right, of them talking crazy about these black women. But now that Caitlin Clark has, for the worse or the better, picked a side, and it's not necessarily their side, they are upset with Caitlin Clark. I've seen droves of people saying that they're done with the WNBA, they're done with Caitlin Clark, blah blah blah. But and for the people that's like upset or not upset with her, there's people that's applauding her. Again, it's very irresponsible on y'all's part to even support a statement like that from Caitlin Clark. I get where she's coming from. I get what she's trying to say. But what she's trying to do is nasty work. She's just trying to bend the knee to the woke folk out there, which I don't know about y'all. The recent election showed me that the wokes are not as powerful as they think they are. That all that crap that you hear about everybody and everything being racist. I'm a young so-called black man who has never identify with that ideology, if you will. Like I can't say that in my lifetime, in my experiences, everything has been racist and everybody has been racist. I've experienced quality experiences, quality exchanges with black folks, white folks, Latinos, Asian folks, everybody across the board. I've experienced good experiences, good experiences and exchanges with them. I've also had bad experiences and bad exchanges with black folks, white folks, Latinos, Asians. So to me, it's two races in the world to me. It's good folks, that's a race, and it's bad folks. That's a race. Well, I'll say like this. It's folks I don't really care for. You know what I mean? I'll put that as one of the boxes. It's good people, and it's people I don't really care for, or at least in that moment, I didn't really care for them, because people have all kinds of nuanced experiences that can play into those 10, 15 seconds, maybe even 10 minutes that you're interacting with them. It might be something going on in that person's private life, and you might be mistaking their I guess how they're looking and treating you. You might be mistaking that as racism, and it's not that at all. So me personally, I can't applaud what Caitlin Clark said, because I've had experiences with the WNBA, having all kinds of players be my favorite players, and it wasn't just quote unquote black women. I just think that Caitlin Clark is irresponsible in that manner because she's trying to appease to the wokes. But here's the good part: nobody if you're really upset, it's probably because you're not truly a real sports fan anyway. Because, like I said in the intro, there's no place for true modern day politics and how we debate politics in sports. Because sports is a unifier. Okay, if you're gay, if you Asian, if you black, if you white, whatever you is, I don't really care. All right. In the middle of the game, in the heat of the moment, if you're a Packers fan, all right, and we at war, we gotta win this game against the Lions. I don't care what you. Honestly, in that 60-minute game, I don't care how you voted. I don't care what you know what I mean, what your personal beliefs are. I'm a sports fan. I put my energy and my time towards sports. So that's what I'm about personally. And when we talk about, think certain different things, then it's if you agree. Sometimes people just got to disagree to agree or agree to disagree. So it's the matter of the fact that there's no place for how we do politics, especially in America, especially in America nowadays, because it's either you for me or you against me. That's how American politics work nowadays. So there's really no place for that. Because in sports, across the board, there's a thing called respect for the most part. You got some people that go overboard, but a lot of sports fans have a genuine respect for one another. Even if you're on the other team, everybody in the sports world now has experienced heartbreak. They've experienced some highs, especially if your team has won a championship. If you've had a good couple years of a team that's been good, sports is a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful language. It's a thing that brings people together, and that's why something is divisive as modern day politics. I'm not talking about politics, period. We can still talk politics if you have a reasonable, mature, developed opinion, where even if somebody disagrees with you, you can, disagree to agree. Excuse me, I keep saying that. You can agree to disagree. I would love that. It seems like that's what politics was 5-10 years ago, but now it's gotten so polarizing that people don't even want to hear your opinion. So this is what I'm saying. There's no room for this nonsense in sports. And the Caitlin Clark trolls, I've called them out before. They've gotten bitten a number of times. Back when Caitlin Clark gave a slick endorsement to Kamala Harris because Taylor Swift posted something endorsing Kamala Harris. Caitlin Clark ended up liking that, and she got a lot of backlash and hoopla from people. And now this situation, now this one, now y'all really understand it, man. It's not about, you can be as racist as you want to be. All white people do not agree. What do y'all mean? All black people don't agree. All right, all Latinos don't agree. Again, in my world, there's only two different kinds of races. There's the good race and the race of people I do not care for. So, this is I just wanted to highlight this, and I kind of went on a rant because I thought this was a perfect opportunity to again reiterate the fact or a point that I've been preaching for quite some time, especially for these folks that try to come into sports talking all this. I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to give you all an example. I've had some opinions, right, where I'll be talking about how I like Caitlin Clark. And there'll be a black man, blacker than me, talking about how I'm a Trump supporter because I'm endorsing Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. And that's what I mean. Some of these dudes, some of these Caitlin Clark trolls, and it ain't just been white folks. You know what I mean? You get it from all walks of life. But that's how crazy, it's gotten into what. That's how crazy it is when people try to bring their politics into sports. It's like they can't even hear your opinion. And then it's gotten to the point where now if you have a certain opinion, they automatically associate you with something that they dislike. If they dislike your opinion, they associate you with something else they dislike. And it's typically politics when it goes with these, when you're dealing with these very immature but want to be politically involved type people, And now these politically involved people, they have these opinions because they're on the internet all day, chit-chatting away and typing away. They think their opinion is worth something. So now they're drifting over into the sports world, and it's like this ain't where you. This is where the buck stops, especially if you come across this channel. I don't do that, man, and mainly because it's divisive. You know, it's very divisive. It's very petty. And I don't care how Caitlin Clark feels. If Caitlin Clark is woke, that's cool. If Caitlin Clark is MAGA, that's cool. If Caitlin Clark is essentially a centrist like me, you know, like well, I just listen. I go with what makes sense. I'm not gonna necessarily go with Republican, Trump, Biden, Democrat. Nah, whoever's making sense, that's who I'm rocking with. But whatever Caitlin Clark's rocking with, I could care less because I'm a sports fan. That's what I get up for. When she's putting up good games, good numbers, then I'm, singing her praises. If it ain't a good game, if it's not, the numbers ain't as shiny as we're accustomed to them being, then I'm gonna call that out too. So that's where I stand, and that's why I say, all you guys out there that ran with the Caitlin Clark's white, heterosexual white female, so she has to be on my side. Nah. you just got another taste of what's really going on out here. So that's all I got for y'all on this one, man. Excuse the rant, but on your way out, like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always interested to hear what y'all have to say about these topics. I am Tony the Savant. Tony the Savant. Thank y'all for the support. Peace.